What the hell is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy right here, man. MMA Reloaded. We are live and direct for another episode of MMA Reloaded on the mic. This is episode 37, folks. And tonight I will be joined by Ammari, Diedrick, folks. And this is another episode, folks, to really etch closer, 2 weeks closer. Well, actually, 13 days. If you want to get technical, 13 days closer to Cage Steel 26, folks, August 21st. And if you want your tickets, they're right in the bio in MMA Reloaded Instagram, folks. Just go follow it at MMA Reloaded. Click the link in the bio, and bada bing, bada boom. Your tickets for August 21st at the Doncaster Dome are signed, sealed, and delivered. So tonight, folks, Ammari Diedrick, folks. You know, if you're a kickboxing fan, that name might sound familiar to you. So he's competed amongst the best in the world of kickboxing at Glory. Of course, you know, coming out Glory, of course, do shows in the Netherlands and really have become that premium promotion for pure kickboxers to go and hone their craft and really showcase and center stage that area of martial arts. Kickboxing is becoming so mainstream. You've got one championship with their kickboxing, the Muay Thai divisions. You know, you got Infusion, you got Glory, which is I think the main where if you want to be a kickboxer, you know, if you are a kickboxer, that's where you want to end up. And that's where Ammari Diedrick did end up, folks, you know, and now he comes to Cage Steel 26, folks, you know, to make his mixed martial arts debut. He'll be joining me, folks. In fact, before I continue, let's do the particulars with Ammari. Let's do the particulars, folks. Let's invite Ammari to the show, and let's, you know, then we'll take it from there. You know what I'm saying? Bear with me one sec. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we have to do the particulars to invite our guest for tonight, Ammari Diedrick, folks, to the show, episode 37 of MMA Reloaded on the mic. Thank you so much for joining me, folks, wherever you're joining, however you're watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So before Ammari joins, folks, of course, in the world of kickboxing, his name will sound familiar to you. If you're a fan of Glory Kickboxing. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we have to do the particulars familiar set. Invite our guest for tonight, Ammari Diedrick, folks, to the show, episode 37 of MMA Reloaded on the mic. Thank you so much. Yeah, so folks, as I was saying, Ammari Diedrick, folks, is my guest tonight. And if you're a fan of kickboxing, folks, his name will sound familiar. But before Ammari joins us, folks, I just want to touch quickly on last night's UFC 265. So, you know, it was main evented by Derek Lewis and Cyril Gane. I think the main event went exactly the way everyone thought it was going to go. It was just a striking clinic from Cyril Gane. It was showcasing how talented he actually is, you know. And it's that intelligence that Cyril Gane has that really separates him from the rest of the pack at heavyweight. It's the it's the talent, it's the striking, it's the well-roundedness, because we've seen Cyril Gane really utilize a well-rounded game since we've seen him in the UFC. I think the way he fights is he tailors his approach in the fight to who he's fighting. So he knew Derrick Lewis wouldn't be the one to engage. Derrick would wait for Cyril to engage. And that's what Derrick Lewis does. He waited for Curtis Blades, But before Derrick Lewis knocked out Curtis Blades, Curtis was fucking Derrick Lewis. He was piecing Derrick Lewis up. He was landing on a D-loop the whole time, bro. So with Cyril Gane, I think Derrick Lewis I don't know what he expected coming into this fight. But if you're coming into a fight against a striker who is technically well-versed in piecing opponents up from the outside and utilizing angles and then moving in, who's also good. So Cyril Gane's really good at distance management. The way he actually moves inside as well, yeah? He moves inside with his elbows, with his knees. If he's going to finish it, he sort of senses that, okay, I've got him hurt. Let me go and finish this fight. So he did that with Junior Dos Santos. He walked him down, backed him up, and landed that elbow. And so what he did with Derrick Lewis, he knew he had him hurt. He comes in and he lands that right bomb to put Derrick Lewis down. Now, the scenario we got now, folks, is Cyril Gane versus Francis Ngannou for the undisputed UFC heavyweight championship of the world, man. The thing is with this is that it's it kind of just I don't know if you guys saw the post-fight press conference with Dana White, and the way Dana said that Vince McMahon couldn't have even written a better script than this, heading into their undisputed championship fight now. Yeah, because Cyril Gane's now the interim champion. Derrick Lewis, the official heavyweight champion. So when you put it together, it's going to be an undisputed title fight. You got two French athletes, yeah, bro. And folks, put it this way, yeah, MMA in France was not. Folks, we got Ammari Diedrick, folks, coming on the show. Before I get into that, Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane, we've got Ammari Diedrick, folks. Let's do this, man. Hey, Ammari.
What's saying, bro? You good?
What's going on, brother? How are you, man?
I'm all good, my brother. What you said?
I'm good, man. You look like you just come back from training, bro.
Nah, bro. You see, Sundays is just the holy grail, man. I'm lazy on a Sunday. I just need to relax. I see.
What is that, a day off, yeah?
That's the holy grail, the day of rest. It's the day of rest, yeah? Monday to Saturday, we do what we're doing, and Sunday, that's it. I'm kicking back.
No, man, I feel that, man. I hear that totally. So it kind of makes me want to thank you a lot more, man, to come on the show, man.
Come on, bro, man. It's got to be done, man. It's got to be done.
Well, bro, even today, I was buzzing as well, man. So I know how it is. No, man, I mean, but the reason why I wanted you to come on the show, man, is, of course, your MMA debut in 2 weeks, bro, is one of the most talked about debuts in UK mixed martial arts because of your reputation in kickboxing, bro. So I want you to take me back to the beginning, man, and really tell me how it all started for you, bro, in martial arts, and how your kickboxing journey got started.
Bro, I'll be real. I've been in this game since I was 11 years old. So what, 15 going on 16 years nearly, man. And it literally started from as soon as I started secondary school. I remember a kid who was in year 10 or 11 punched me in the face. And literally from that day there, changed. Like the next day, obviously got handled anyway. The next day got dealt with. And then from there, it's just been that journey. Like my mom said, listen, now we ain't doing this. You got to go there, learn how to defend yourself. And then as soon as I learned how to fight, I just started to make a name for myself. For me, I just wanted to make sure I was feared in school. I didn't have no issues in school. So from year 7 till I finished, I was running my school. That was it. I didn't care if it was year 10 or 11. I was ready to fight you at any cost, simple as that. And then that's where the journey began for me, man. That was it, simple.
So before I get to the competing part, yeah, so how was that? But was that it? Like your upbringing and the way you grew up in school, sort of
Bro, I literally wanted to be fit. That was it. I literally just wanted to be fit and be known to be someone who knows how to fight and can handle yourself. I will fight anyone, and that's it.
100%, man. You don't want to come off like vulnerable, bro. Like anyone can come fuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm not gonna be prey. I'm gonna be a predator, and that's it.
100%.
So growing up, especially nowadays, like kids are mean, man.
Yeah.
Kids are mean nowadays. So I wasn't gonna be one of them kids that's getting bullied. Or have my sister who's a year below me get bullied. So I made sure we was nice in school. That was it. So as long as I was good, when she then came to secondary school, she was gonna be good as well. That's it. Simple as.
100%, man. Like you said, man, it's not about being prey. It's about being the predator straight up. You know.
Yeah.
So if we move on, what really prompted the choice to compete then more in kickboxing, and how did that kickboxing journey?
It's one of those things that when you first enter a gym,
yeah,
you're either gonna fall in love with it or you're not gonna fall in love with it. And as soon as I entered the gym, that's it. I fell in love with it. So what I've begun training at 11, by 12, 13, I had my first inter club, and then from there, I think the year after that, then I became junior British champion. And then that's when it started to just build up and build up and build up and build up and build up. So my amateur career was busy, man. I was like 5 time British junior champion in like 4 different weight categories, man, in Thai boxing. So, you know what I mean? My team was just solid. We had me, British champion, then I had another team, British champion, then my other one was British champion, and then one of us after that was a British champion in a different weight division. So my team was killing it back then, man. Back then, it was hard as well in the amateurs. You had killers back then. Like, everyone was on it, like no matter how old they were, like or what division it was just killers. You know what I mean? It was just kids ready to just go out on the shield, and that was it. So for us to be able to just go in there and dominate like we did, it was up there, man. It was only like it was inevitable for us to be great at the end of the day.
100%, man. And bro, that's decorated. Like if I ever seen an amateur career decorated, bro, yeah, that's it. That's how you want to be, man. That's like your stepping stone. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to compare your era, Ammari, from when you were an amateur, when you started competing till now, and you say that back then, everyone, you had these kids that were hungry, intense, they just wanted to go out there and kill it. If you compare that era to now, do you get that same vibe? Or
you know what it is? I think the amateurs and pro games is just completely different, man. I think being a kid and fighting, there's no pressures.
Okay.
So for me, I think when you're a pro, there's just more pressure on you anyway. You know what I mean? But to me, I feel like I've had my toughest fights in my amateurs than I had now. But I've lost fights in the pro game due to things going on outside of training and whatnot, and then certain pressures, and then learning how to handle those pressures. You know what I mean? But whereas when you're a kid, you ain't got no pressure, man. You don't care about anything. You just want to go in there, have a scrap, and that's it. Whereas now, you have to make sure everything's just controlled on the outside as well as inside the gym. And if you ain't got that balance, our loss is coming, mate. That's it. Simple as that.
As an amateur, what are the main lessons? What are some of the main lessons that fighters learn in kickboxing? And because of course that's where you're competing, bro. Yeah, and that's where you base compete in kickboxing, Thai boxing. As an amateur in that era, in that martial art, yeah, what lessons did you take away from that?
I mean, I've learned that it's fight or flight. It's either you want it or you don't. And I see, Carl. I remember I had one fight where I was in the semi-final. Me and this kid were fighting hard, and then I remember coming back to my corner, and he going back to his corner. We was just gassed, knackered, I turned grey. I'm saying to my trainer, listen, I can't even do this no more. And then the judges are then saying it's a draw. So then we've got to do another round. I'm looking back at the guy thinking, yo, I can't even be asked for this. My trainer, I'm saying to my trainer, listen, my legs ain't working. I was tired. My trainer said, listen, just go out there and whoever lands the first shot is going to win the fight. So previously, I've said to my trainer, my legs can't work. Fight's ready now. I've gone out through a fly-in roundhouse kick. There was no power in it. I literally just grazed him. Fell on him now. We're just on the ropes clinching for the rest of the round because we're that tired. He gave up. But purely from that little one strike there, he gave up, innit? And that was it. So I won the fight. So it's just a fight or flight thing, man. You either won it or you don't. From that moment there, that's what you're going to learn, man.
What were the rules back then, boys? And how many rounds did you have when you were competing?
It was only, so back in the juniors, you could go there in the day and you could have like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 people in the category. So you could have 4 or 5 fights in the day. You know what I mean? And then obviously I think the rounds were only 2 minutes, but obviously when you're a kid, it's long, man. Yeah. You don't, and when you're a kid, you're not really gauging. There's no technique and you're just fighting. You're not gauging how cool. Let me start the round off round 1 a bit slow. And nah, you're going for it. So like 6 minutes, you're just warring with someone. And then the divisions I was in, I was fighting the big, tall kids. Like some of them look like men. You know what I mean? So I'm just there throwing kicks and then trying to hold off these big kids at the end of the day. So yeah, man, it's just funny, man. It was good times, good times.
Yeah, man. I bet you know, like when you look back on them times compared to where you are now, you're a lot more grateful and a lot more thankful that you had that experience, man, back then. Yeah, you know.
Oh no, 100%. Without them lessons there, you won't be where you are now. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I've had some wars in the program where you literally is fight or flight, and you've had to I've been dropped and I've had to get back up and then try to scrap again. So you just learn things, man. It's one of them.
And bro, like that sort of carries off like outside the ring as well, right? In the gym. So when you say to me that you started training at 11, yeah, till now, bro, and that's 15 years, man. So back then, like say like your formative years, yeah, Ammari, what was your mentality like to training? Because of course it couldn't have been as polished or refined as it was now, right? I mean, what was your motivation and mentality like back then, bro, when you were training?
I don't know. I think when you're a kid, I'm going back to the thing of I just wanted to make a name for myself.
Yeah.
Purely that was it. I think I just wanted to just be a bad guy. When you're a kid, man, I see point blank. I just wanted to be this hood gangster kid who could fight, and that's it. But then obviously, the older you get, you realize, nah, that's not the path I want to take. Let me just get off the road thing, and then just put my sole focus into this. Don't get me wrong, I was still focused, even though I was doing foolishness on the street. But the older you get, you see certain people's go in jail, and then you're thinking, nah, I can't even be honest with this. You know what I mean? I got an opportunity to just change my life and then change my life for the better of my family's life. And that's it. I'm not trying to go to jail for like 23 years plus or what. You know what I mean? I got time for that. So back then, it was just being hungry to just be a bad guy in the street. But now, it's the hunger to be great and just be the best that I can be and just build a legacy right now. You know what I mean?
So I guess if you look at it as a whole and you step back and look at it, it's your maturity. And I guess as the years have gone on, that's what's really made the change. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Like I said, anything I've done back in the past, I don't regret nothing. It's made me who I am, and that's it. If I could rewind time, I'd do it all over again. Don't care, that's it. I'm not going to say, yeah, nah, I wish I didn't do this. I'm glad I did all those things, whether those bad or whatever, man. I don't care. I mean, fighting on the street, doing whatever you're doing. It's made me who I am. It's made you realize that's not the path you're going to take. And then you can then teach the other youngers, yo, this ain't the road you want to go, pal. Well, sometimes you can't stop it. Sometimes you just got to let them do what they want to do and fight up for themselves. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I don't live a life of regret. Simple.
Because if you lived a life of regret, yeah, you wouldn't be who you are today.
No, never.
So, see, that's the thing, boy, is that people don't really understand how hard, some people have it. You know, and you're all right, cool. You see people outside and you see them all fucking, suited and booted, styled out, but you don't really see the mental side of them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
100%. Yeah. I got some teammates that I've had a crazy upbringing. You know what I mean? Like I've not had a mad upbringing. Yeah, my dad wasn't around, but my mum always made sure that She provided for me and my siblings. She always made sure I was just on the right path, even though when I was going out, I was being bad and whatnot, as you do because you're a kid. But obviously, when you go home, you're a different person. But she made sure we had clothes, my food, we had all the gaming gadgets, whatnot. You know what I mean? So I've not had it crazy upbringing. But when you surround yourself with certain people, you're just gonna slowly drift into a certain lifestyle that when you look back, you realize, like, cool, that's not who I am. But I got teammates now where their families are just, it's just a different situation. So then they use that and channel that into the fight game.
But that's the way it is, all right? That's what really motivates, and that's the focus. That comes with focus, and I guess like we've been talking about, it comes with age and just the experience, bro. Just the experiences. That's what really translates into who people are today, right? Is their past experiences, man. Especially fighters. It's crazy. But so I guess when we look forward from that, and we look at your career, bro. People know you mainstream at Glory Kickboxing, man. Where you're still from Glory, but when you got the call to go to Glory, and compete, because obviously that's like that's that premium, bro. For kickboxers to go there and make a name, center stage. When you got the opportunity to go and compete there, man, what was going through your mind? What were your first impressions?
I'll be real. It was a bunch of mixed emotions, man. Fear being one of them, because I was thinking this is something I've been training for my whole life, and then now you're at this stage and you're thinking, can I cope with these pressures? Am I ready for the big stage? Can I handle the bright lights and whatnot? So I remember my first fight in Holland, bro. The whole week, nerves were going mad. I couldn't stay in one place. I just had to keep walking around and just being around. I just had to surround myself with people. God, the fight was just on my head. I was thinking, cool, what's this guy gonna do? Bear in mind, the guy was big as well. I was like 6'4". Kind of guy. When I thought, right, he was like, you're big. So my mind was going crazy, but then at the same time, I'm thinking, listen, I can't just. I've worked my hardest to reach this and losing my first fight, kind of thing, So obviously, fight day came, and I just used that energy, man. I had to just go there, dig deep. You know what I mean? It was a good performance, and it wasn't at the same time. Purely in the fact that I just wasn't I wasn't ready for the pressure. I was trying to find a way to handle the pressure as the fight went on. But other than that, man, I'm happy. I got the call. They like what I bring. They they like that I'll fight anyone, anytime, anywhere. I'm not asked. I'm just here to fight at the end of the day. There's no questions asked. You told me there's a fight, cool. You want it, cool. With the just give me the contract and you sign, and that's it. I'm out to fight at the end of the day. I don't care. We're here to do this. That's the job. I'm not gonna ask questions. The guy could have had 100 fights. I'm still gonna fight you the same way because that's just who I am. That's how I've been trained. That's how my trained us to be. We don't ask questions. We don't think and we just do. Simple as that.
But I guess, like you were saying, like nerves and pressure were going through your mind heading in. Yeah, was it your first time fighting in Holland at that time, bro? Had you gone?
Yeah, that was my first time fighting abroad, bro.
Oh shit! No.
So literally up until that point, I was just fighting high level domestic guys, like the highest level, whether that be welterweight or middleweight guys, man. Fighting abroad is just a different kettle of fish, man. You know what I mean? But I loved it and I enjoyed it.
How was the experience, man, going abroad, especially to Holland, somewhere that is renowned for
the Mecca at the end of the day, innit? Yeah. You know what it is?
For kickboxers, man.
Yeah, it was just crazy thinking, bro, how much you getting paid to fight and fly out and see the world now. You know what I mean? Something that a lot of people dream of doing. You know what I mean? Getting paid to travel the world. Come on, man, I'm doing something you love. Now that there, only a handful of people on this planet can do that, and I was lucky to be one of them. So for that, I can't fault it, man. It's the best job in the world at the end of the day.
And I guess your toughest fight during that stint was your last one against Troy Jones.
Troy Jones, rude boy, bad man. But you see him, I'm gonna come for him again. But I can't fault it again. I didn't do what I needed to do. He saw the open, he took it, landed the cleanest of body shots. I remember getting it, and I dropped to my knees and I looked at my trainer saying, It's done, you know, it's finished. Can't do it. Especially for my man, he's a finisher as well. You know, you got someone who's a finisher. I know it's game over. Like, and he's kind of like in his prime, man. He's big. He's in his prime. He's hungry. You know what I mean? He's one of the top guys right now, so I can't fault it. But I will come from him again, and I will see him again.
But to have that, I mean? Like you said, man, he's one of Glory's top welterweight contenders.
Boys, mate. I
didn't care. You came into that fight against him, bro.
Second fight, I didn't care.
Were you familiar with the name when you came into the fight, or was it just like
Nah, not really, you know. But then I remember one of my boys who fights in UFC, Leroy, and he said, "Brother, like, what you fighting my man? He's a rude boy, you know." I said, "Well, I don't even care." Like, I said, "It is what it is, isn't it? What will be will be. If he beats me, I'm gonna see him again in it." But he saw the opening, he took the shot. I can't fault him, man. It was a nasty, clean body shot, bro. That's it. I said, yo, he took it, folded it. That's it. I can't cry about it. That's a fight game, bro. We win and we lose.
It is, man. Especially against those guys, bro.
When you find guys like that, man, it is just a game of inches and seconds, man. And he saw the opening. He knew he wasn't going to knock me out because I had a tight guard to my head, so he thought, cool, let me test the body. That was it. Took it, folded me, curtains.
I guess. I don't know what to say. I guess it goes like from what you were saying to me before, right? Is the impressions and your pressure and nerves going into Glory in the first place, bro. Yeah, and you had to expect that. Alright, cool. I'm at this level, but now I'm going all the way up. Yeah, so I'm expecting. Well, you had to be expecting that higher class.
100%, man, 100%. Like after my first fight, I thought, essentially, when you get signed to an organization, like you're starting all over again. You was high level domestic, and now you got to start. You're starting at the bottom again and working your way to the top. So the guy that I had my debut against, he was on my level. You know what I mean? So I was fighting guys that was still on my level. I'm still building. I'm still trying to figure myself out as I go along. But then to go from that to a main card against a guy who's just really he is solidified in the organization. It is what it is, man. We took the fight, it didn't go our way, but we learn from it and we move on.
Like I said, from the domestics to somewhere big like Glory. What changes did you have to make in terms of training and preparation?
Downstairs,
Did you stick to sort of like the base that you've always stuck to?
I think the training routine always got to stay the same, man. Obviously, you're gonna add a few things here and there, but again, it's just down to mindset, man. Mindset and mentality. I think that's the be all and end all. People think you have to change this and add this. Nah, man, it's literally down to the mindset and mentality, and that's it. That is literally, you're always gonna be fighting fit as long as you train hard. It literally just the mindset. That's it. Because with each stage, with each new chapter, your mentality is gonna change. And the pressure is going to be more different. You know what I mean? So obviously my debut was a different kind of pressure. And then from a prelim to then the main card, that's a whole different kind of pressure. You know what I mean? All eyes on you because it's the main card. So then you got to learn to handle that new pressure now. And then again after that. So that's what it is, man. It's one of them things. Mindset is the main thing. It's 70% of the fight game.
That's what they say. That's what they say, man. They say mindset's 90% and 10% physical. Yeah, 100%. Because the hard work is literally training, making weight. Yeah, doing the right things for those 10, 15 minutes that you're in the ring for, bro. Yeah, and I guess, what comes into handling that much pressure more? Say a guy's coming in, yeah, he's suffering from injury prone, he's coming in training. You're like 2-3 weeks out. Yeah, but that mentality, but your mind has got to be playing tricks at that time, boy. If you do have a rough camp, man. Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I've never gone into a fight where I've been 100%. I've always got injuries. But that's part of the game, and you can't be training how you train. I'm not expected to get injuries. You can't spar how we spar. I'm not expected to get injured. That's it. So I've never had a fight where I'm like, yeah, I'm 100% ready. I've not got this issue. Every fight I've had something wrong with me. I don't care. We're still gonna go in there and do what we need to do. Simple as that. You can't use too many people use injuries as excuses, man. If he was better than you in the night, that's it. It wasn't your night, it was his night. That's it. There's no issues. Like, you can't say, yeah, cool. Imagine on the street now, someone comes to you and tries to punch you in your head. You're not gonna say, oh wait, no, I got an injury. It wasn't my. You're gonna bang him in his face quickly. That's it. There's no qualm. So there's no issue. It's the same. It's the same thing in the ring or cage. Whether you got injured or not, you're gonna go in there and do the thing. If you don't want to fight, then pull out. If you want to fight, who cares?
That's
There's
what
no
I'm
such
saying.
thing as an injury.
That's what I'm saying. Different fighters react to this stuff differently, innit? So if man come in, like you said, yeah, if I have an injury coming in and I'm injured the whole way through in camp, but I'm still gonna come to fight. You know, people, some guys, man, they have all these like, all right, cool, you have a rib injury, a leg injury, your eyes fucked, yeah, this and that. But they you know, people react differently to that mentally. You might still come into fight, but you're not the same person, you know. Do you think that, you know, that's the case with some people, is that coming in with knowing they had an injury during training, but they still come into fight? It might bang a bit differently for different guys.
Yeah, of course. You depend on the injury. You're gonna change your game plan. You might have had a certain game plan, but then obviously with an injury, say a rib injury, you know full well you can't get. If you get touched to the body, it's game over for you. So you're gonna change your game plan. But you're either gonna want to fight or you're gonna want to pull it out. If you're gonna continue to fight, then you've got to understand your game plan's got to change. You might change stance, or you might have to go from being a pressure fighter to a hit and mover for the whole fight, knowing full well that one wrong move, man, he touches it, it's game over for you. You know what I mean? But again, that's just the fight game, man. You know what I mean?
So if we relate that to kickboxing, we relate that to competing in the ring. When I watch, yeah, it's always here. Like, you're always in the pocket, close. I never see one guy, you know, fight distance and start piecing man up from outside. Yeah. He's always here, yeah. And it's always combinations, but they're not throwing one, two strikes each. It's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, yeah. And so when you're in a fight like that, it's ruling in the pocket. That's got to play on you hard. Especially if you're injured coming in the fight. Yeah, that's got to still play its part, right, bro?
100%, man. Because kickboxing is literally just a war. It's designed to just be non-stop action from the get-go, and that's it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Again, with certain injuries, you might have a broken nose, and you know full well that if you got 9 minutes from being in the pocket, that's going to be a long night, mate. You don't want that. So then you have to just change certain things. But it is what it is. So going from kickboxing to MMA, the range is going to be different. I'm still going to pressure. I'm not going to lie, to be honest with you. I'm still going to do what I do. I'm still going to put the fear of God into this guy, because my style is not going to change. Simple as that. I don't care whether you got 4 ounce gloves on. My style is going to be the exact same from kickboxing to now.
You took the words right out of my mouth there, bro. So you're literally going from the ring to the cage in 2 weeks, bro. Yeah, 13 fucking days, boy. Yeah, cage steel. I mean, well, when we talk about transitioning, yeah, from kickboxing to mixed martial arts, and I think, you know, a lot of fans on social media say, how would this boxer do in the cage? How would this kickboxer do in the cage? And you're actually going to go in there and do it. Yeah. So in terms of preparation, and of course, your reputable striking is now going to be mixed up with takedown defense, clinch, you know, and keeping it where you want to keep it, because it's a whole different ball game at the end of the day. So in terms of preparation, Ammari, what's been happening, man? How's preparation been going?
Bro, people people seem to forget that I've been a part of Rough House from when I was a kid. So I've been training with people like Paul Daly, Dan Hardy, Andre Gwynn, Jimmy Warley when I was 17, 18, bro. So I've been around the MMA lot for years. It's not nothing new to me. The only difference is now is that I'm actually going to get in the cage and do that. But all these guys, they've not been around like I've been around the people I've been around. Like, so it's nothing to me at the end of the day. The only difference now is that I've just got to put it into fruition, and then I've got to just sprawl on someone or squeeze the life out of someone and show them. That's it. Because this is normal fight to me. You know what I mean? 90% of my teammates are MMA fighters. So I've been wrestling for damn near years. I've been doing jits. I've been sprawling and whatnot for years. You know what I mean? So this is nothing. So everyone's gonna go in the cage thinking, yeah, Ammari can't wrestle, he can't grapple. Cool. When I sprawled on you, now punch your head in, then what are you gonna do? You have nothing left because you're not gonna strike with me. Or when I body lock you and drop in your neck, then you can't do nothing. Simple.
That means they're gonna hesitate and they're gonna be thinking, "Oh shit, I didn't know this
Gonna
guy."
hesitate, bro. When I land a stiff jab on his nose, you're not gonna know what to do. You're gonna shoot for the stars, and then when I sprawl, where are you going? You're not going nowhere, mate.
Yeah. And he said, like, you got your boy in Lerone Murphy as well, bro. Yeah, and you got Andre Winner. Yeah, bro, you got Dan Hardy, bro. That whole name it bangs differently, bro. Yeah, I get
killers, bro.
When you come into a fight like that, your opponent ain't gonna know these, like who Ammari Diedrick's training with, bro. Who's he been around in the past and all that. Yeah, he's gonna be looking. He ain't gonna be looking that far in, So you're gonna be.
I remember like my gym. We've had UFC guys come there. I remember we've had Ross Pearson there. We've had Gus Staffson come to my gym. But bare guys, man. So I've been around it, man. It's nothing I've not seen. You know what I mean? So if he's gonna go into this fight thinking, yeah, I've got nothing, then you're an idiot, mate. You truly are daft, bro. Like, but we'll see. He's gonna be a confident guy in what his game plan is, and I'm happy for that. But I'm confident in what I'm gonna bring. So that's as simple as that.
So when we talk about that environment in the gym and having those guys come in, yeah, bro, and of course you're a decorated, you're a premier athlete in your own right. Yeah, but having those guys come in too, how did that make you feel? Like, did that make you feel, oh shit, I gotta raise my game to a different height? Yeah, when these guys come into the gym.
Not even, Carl. I was training with these guys when I was 17. So from 17 years upwards, I was getting my head punched in weekly, beat up. I'm talking battered. Simple as that. Hence why I'm so tough now. Hence why my style is just pressure now, because I've been getting hit by heavy hitters, strong guys, been getting grabbed by Jimmy Waller, who's one of the strongest people I know. You know what I mean? It's nothing. I've been getting hurt from when I was a kid. Simple as that. So being with them guys, getting beat up when I was young to the now, I can put the pressure on them now. Like me and Andre Winner, we have some bad boy sparring sessions now because I'm on that level now. Whereas when I was a kid, it was still like 70-30 kind of thing, where it was just punching up. I still give him a little bit, but not enough. Whereas now, it's 50-50 or it's 60-40 kind of thing now.
So for people who don't know who Andre Winner is, yeah, this guy was on the Ultimate Fighter, ladies and gentlemen. He was literally one of the first, after Michael Bisping, one of the first UK guys to go on the Ultimate Fighter and do business here with Ross Pearson. So Ammari, bro, when I, dated back to my question before, yeah, when these guys come into the gym and you had that experience with Andre Winner, yeah, bro, how were those experiences, man, for you going to spar and to sort of be around guys like that, man? Because of course you weren't competing then, but yeah.
It's just a different thing, man. Like being a kid, I'm not really a guy that gets starstruck, man. I don't care about that, man. I'm not interested in that. But I appreciate the skill set that these guys are going to bring. And that's it. So training with them week in, week out, you do learn things. You learn to just be able to handle, like, getting beat up under pressure, having to pressure them back. You know what I mean? You just adapt and then find your way, kind of thing. Well, again, this is what it is, man. It's just I've had a solid team from the get-go.
So I guess all those experiences that you've had, and like you said, you've been spoiling, you've been doing jits from day with these men. Yeah, so having that experience and translating it into mixed martial arts, is that your approach coming in? Is that,
100%.
Yeah.
People think I'm like, this guy thinks I'm coming in with no knowledge of the game at all. 100%. Because let's be real, if this was a kickboxing fight, this guy would never take it. Fact. Yeah, because he's not on my level striking, and he knows that. He took this fight purely on the fact that it's MMA and he's thinking, cool, I've got a chance to take him down and tap him out. He is not taking this fight if it was kickboxing. I promise you now, in my life, it would never happen. He took this fight purely because it's MMA. And he's thinking, Ammari can't wrestle, he has no jits defense. Safe, that's it. That's a fact. I'm not even disrespecting the guy, but that's what's a fact. He knows that. Everyone knows that. People are going to say, oh, it's going to be a striking claim. No, it's not. He's not going to stand and strike him. Yeah. I wish if he does, but it's not going to be like that.
Every fight starts on the feet. Every fight starts on the feet. You're not going to go, unless you're a baby, you ain't going to go crawling across the cage with man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No chance.
Every fight starts here. But you had to, I mean, obviously, what you just told me and knowing what you know now going into the cage, you have to know, and I'm sure it's running through your mind right now, is that the first thing this guy's going to try to do is try to grab my leg.
Shoot for the moon, bro. He's going to shoot for the moon, mate. Shoot for the moon. When he realizes he can't do that, and I want to body lock him and squeeze the life out of him, he's like, all right, cool, man has got strength. Bro, I've been training this. I've done this, the most wrestling I've done. I've got a Bulgarian wrestling Olympic coach, man. Come on, man. My team's solid, bro.
Yeah, of course.
My team around me is solid. We're not muppets in my gym. We know exactly what we're doing. We know what the game plan is, and we know what we're going to bring to the table, and that's it. Simple.
And Ammari, bro, when we look at that environment, and bro, we've been talking about your training a lot, yeah. But when you look at that environment in the gym as a fighter, from a fighter's perspective, how important is that, bro, to have that gym environment where a fighter feels comfortable, where a fighter can sort of focus on the task at hand? Because you have some guys who are in such crowded gyms, such big gyms, and they find it hard to really focus on the task at hand and get their mind right and shit. So when you come when a fighter comes into the gym, how important is it to have that environment where he can really, focus on business?
Bro, you see my gym is literally a family. My trainer's the dad, and then I've just got a lot of brothers. That's it. Yeah, we're all brothers. We come from different walks of life. We bring different skill sets to the table, and that's it. Everyone's comfortable. Like most of my life, I got teams up north that come down from down south, from west mid, from different parts of the east mid. Just one big family. That's it. And you have to have that environment where you're comfortable. You have to have that family unit. If you want to succeed in this game, if you ain't got that, you're not going nowhere, mate. I told you that. If you got a gym for the guys where everyone's got a crazy ego, your gym's gonna fail, mate. You need that family unit where everyone's willing to help no matter what. And if you ain't got it, you ain't gonna go nowhere. And luckily, I've got that. I've got a team that everyone's willing to help no matter what. And I can't thank them enough for that.
But have you been at the same gym throughout your
Nah. So when I first started Thai boxing, I used to train in Derby. I trained for Studio 2000. I was with him for like 2-3 years, and then I left him due to just me progressing. He wasn't going to be able to push me that much. So the gym, my trainer I've been with for like 12, 13 years now.
Okay. So, because I remember, bro, you messaged me and you were coming back from Derby at the time. Yeah. So do you still go to Derby on occasion?
When I go to Derby, so basically what I do boxing as well, just to get my hands sharp and whatnot. So obviously I train in my boxing is in Derby, but then obviously my real gym's in Long Eaton in Nottingham, basically. So yeah.
All right. Cool. So yeah, man, like you said, having that family environment for a fighter, mentally, it is the best thing. Yeah, it is what a fighter wants when you're going into a fight. You don't want a gym where man just gonna play you about, not pay you the attention you deserve, or you don't have the partners who can push you the way you want to be pushed. So having that gym for you, man, that must be a confidence booster. That must be a motivational booster. And coming into a cage now, all that motivation, all that confidence, all that rapport, all that hard work is gonna, it's all gonna translate, man.
100%, man. Now it's time to just manifest it and put into fruition, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Yeah. At the end of the day, I reached a high. I've reached a high level in kickboxing, and I want to say I can't do it in MMA. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let's say I go have 5 good solid performances. You said I can't be in Cage Warriors, and then build up from there to I don't know what the next level of that. The sky's the limit. I've done it before, and I can do it again, 100%.
So would that be your? So Ammari, bro, I have to ask you this, bro, because of who you are, and that I followed you, for a long time, bro. So for you to do that and coming into MMA now, Is that your goal? Is to make this a long-term thing in mixed martial arts, like a career?
Well,
Like,
why not, man? Why not, man? I'm not here. I'm not getting punched in my head for free, and I'm not gonna get punched in my head to just stay at some domestic level. Nah, man. I'm in it for the long term, and I'm in it to just reach whatever level I can reach. If that's the highest, then I'm gonna reach the highest level. Yeah. Simple as that. Nothing's gonna stop me. You know, like I said, I've done it in kickboxing, and if I'm gonna do it here, I'm gonna do it here.
And mixing up, and of course, you know, mixing up like the grappling, mixing up the whole joint, the whole shebang, yeah, in mixed martial arts. Was that as a kickboxer with a kickboxing base, was that difficult for you to transition to, especially even with your past and your past partners and your past advice, the guys you're around, you know, when you have to mix it up and you have to wrestle and you have to do jits, do different things go through your mind, like coming in?
Yeah, well, no, man. Like doing wrestling and jiu-jitsu in the beginning, it's all right because I'm very athletic, so I can pick up things quickly. But then when you just start doing the MMA sparring and then you used to striking and you get taken down and you got to sprawl and get back up, then you have to get used to that feeling where you just slowly gas out because you're not used to that again. So you got to just learn how to balance that out, use when to kind of step on the gas and not to step on the gas. But yeah, man, we've been doing it long enough. We know what we're doing. We know how to balance it out, and that's it. You know, so again, it's just my athletic ability just carries me.
It does. No, 100%. Bro, I've seen that in your training videos. I've seen it, you know, throughout your career, Glory and kickboxing, bro. Yeah, that it's a natural transition, man. So I guess
Easy.
Going into mixed martial arts and your debut, K-Steel 26, no pressure, no nerves. It's literally.
To be honest with you, bro, I think like this is like normally like when I've got a fight and I get like 2-3 weeks out, bro, I can just feel the nerves. But this one I feel very mellow, man. I don't know whether that's because I'm just ready to go in there and kill someone. I don't know. Because I've been out of the ring for so long. I don't know. I think it might be that. But normally, man, I don't know. The pressure starts to kind of like slowly build. And you just start to get the little nerves of it. But this one, I'm just all right, cool. The first week I got a nice, I was like, all right, cool. It came and then it went. And then now there's just nothing here. I'm just ready to go in there and do what I need to do. And just see what opportunities come after this fight here.
So this is going to be your first fight after like COVID and lockdown and
this is gonna be my first. I'm not fought since November 2019. Yeah, my last fight was in Glory in November, so I'm not fought for ages, bro. You know, I mean, 18, 19 months, you know, so I'm just hungry and ready to just go in there and fight, man. That's what it is.
So that time off, 18, 19 months, what play did it have with you, man?
To be fair, it's been a blessing and a curse. For me, last year and this year, it's been the best and hardest I've trained. You know, purely in the fact that there's been no distractions because obviously we couldn't do nothing anyway. So I've just become a different kettle of fish. The fight I am now compared to the one that I was in 2019 is completely different. The fight I am now, back in 2019, I would never have lost to Troy Jones or, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Like I said, you mature. And then certain things happen, and then your mindset changes again as you get older. But it is what it is, man. I'm just a different kettle of fish now.
I guess, bro, all that hard work, everything gonna pay off, man. And you know, I can't wait to see it. But I have to say, I'll be there live and in person, man, for that. But for me, man, I can't fucking wait to see you go.
Come on, bro.
Man, respect, man, love, bro.
Thank you, brother, man.
And thank you. But I appreciate you coming on the show, G, because I know how busy it is coming down in 2 weeks out. You know, you want to focus on the task at hand, G, and I appreciate that.
Wow. Yeah. Anytime, brother, man. Anytime, man. You gotta do these things, man. If people supporting you, just gotta show them love back, and that's what it's about.
Straight up, yeah. And but I'm looking forward to you competing, man. I wish you all the best of luck. Yeah, Ammari, Diedrick, bro, but I'm looking forward to seeing you in action, G.
Thank you, my brother.
It's been fun, man. Thank you, man.
Yes, my brother. Look after yourself.